Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Karen's Stamp Pad. My name is Karen Scott, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Edmonton, Alberta. So welcome. Today I wanted to show you a couple of cute cards that I've already made, and I'm going to do one using the Kindest Gnomes stamp set. I just love this stamp set for Christmas. It's so sweet. But it is a card in a box, and I did one. I had a card challenge that I have to do, or didn't have to do, but I wanted to do for our crafting crew, which is a group of ladies who are demonstrators, and we all get together. It's run by my mentor and upline, Karina Chen, and we get together and we have our monthly meeting, and we have card challenges. So I did this. This is the color card challenge, and it was pumpkin pie, soft suede, and so saffron. So I made this cute Kindest Gnomes card in a box using those colors. So I'm going to do another one, but make it more Christmassy today. So while I was playing around with this, let me just show you how it works. So this actually folds up, and it is the size of our envelopes, our regular envelopes. I chose not to decorate the backside, and but you can if you wanted to. But when you open it up, you don't really see it. So that's this one. And then I was using the, what's it called? Sweet gingerbread? I don't remember. Hold on. I have it right here. Yeah, sweet gingerbread bundle. Stamps and dies. This one is very muted colors, so it's a little harder to see. But yeah, so there's that one. And so, hello Kathy, how are you today? Thanks for joining me. So yeah, I'm going to use this. I'm going to show you. I've got a lot of the pieces already cut out, but I'm going to show you how to score it. I'll go through the measurements with you. And so first of all, you need it's easier to work with a piece of 12 by 12 cardstock. So we do sell those in all colors, actually. So I'm using the new color, the Starry Sky, and oh, thank you. And Kathy says she loves these boxes. I had years ago for Mother's Day, I had a friend, she's also a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, which I learned later, and she's in Calgary, and she made me some of these boxes for Mother's Day, using flowers that popped up and stuff, and they were just gorgeous, and I've been afraid to do them, and you know what, they're not as hard as they look. They're pretty stunning. So I've got I had a piece of the Starry Sky, 12 by 12, and I cut it down to 4.5, or sorry, 4.25 by 12 inches. So I'm going to bring in my scoring tool, and only because I've lost my scoring blade out of my paper trimmer yet again. And so I'm going to use this, and I'll give you the measurements as I go along. So on the long side, on the 12-inch side, we are going to score it at 2 3/4. So 2 3/4, 5.5, 8.25, and 11. And then we're going to turn it around, and on the 4.25-inch side, we are going to score it at 2 inches. And so what I've done is the 1 inch the 1-inch tab. So I'm gonna, you know, fold it. Here's my little 1-inch tab at the end, and the rest are all 2 3/4 inch. So I'm gonna start with the 2 3/4 inch side up. I'm gonna score at 2 inches, and I'm gonna score all the way down to the third panel, the one before the 1-inch panel. And you'll see why in a minute. So I'm just gonna let's try and get it straight. I'll use a small end here. Oh, a big end. There we go. Right down to there. And I'm going to stop. And the reason for that is I want this one panel to be whole and not to fold. So let's put that away. You can probably hear my dogs whining. They are fighting over a ball right now. My new little guy decides he's going to take my Gracie's ball, and he doesn't want to give it back. He doesn't do anything with it. He just lays on it. And every time she comes around, he decides to cover it up. So she doesn't like that. So let's take our scissors, and where we've scored at the 2-inch line, we want the 2-inch side. We want to cut each of these score lines. To that 2-inch score line. So this is a smaller box than other ones that I've seen, just because it does fit the card. You can make bigger ones, and I thought the bigger ones would be better if I was doing something with flowers. So my next one is I still have stamp set and dies from the poinsettia place. Okay, so I could have gone over here and scored this 1-inch side too at 2 inches, but I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to cut down to that 2-inch score line, and then I'm going to just miter it, I guess you'd call it, right? Just cut a little. So let me lay this down so you can see. And this is how we're going to attach it and glue it. Okay, so if we attach it like that, glue it. This one side that we didn't score, I want standing up. So bring in the bone folder. And we're going to fold those down. So you can see I just want that one side sticking up, because when I attach it, that's what it's going to look like. But they all go up to fold closed. So, all right, now for decorating. So this is, see how easy that is. The other thing that I forgot to mention is, let me bring my scoring tool back in. You'll need to cut, when you're cutting your 12 by 12, also cut a 1-inch strip after you cut your 4 1/4 inch by 12 inch. Cut a 1-inch strip, and then you want to cut it down to 4 3/4. You want 2 pieces at 4 3/4. And then what we're going to do is score at the 1-inch mark on each end. And that's going to be what we attach our scene to. Okay, now we can put that aside. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, and what I've done, instead of designer series paper, I have cut the specialty vellum paper. Excuse me. I got to tickle my throat. specialty vellum paper, and this looks like snowfall. So I have cut pieces. These pieces, I've cut one for the inside, and I'm going to attach it, and that piece is 2 1/4 by 3 3/4. And you want also, pardon me, another piece, same size, 2 1/4 by 3 3/4 of basic white. Oh, this is going well. And I'm going to attach that to the back side so that I can write on that to the person I gift this to. So, and then I'm going for my top tabs. I need a 1 3/4 inch by 2 1/2. I think I cut them a little. Oh, maybe they're the wrong ones. They are. These are for the bottom. Okay, so like I said, the top, still give you the measurement right. The top is 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. And I cut 3 of those. Like I said, you can cut 6 and you can decorate the back side as well, or the underside. So there we have those, and so I'm going to attach that. The bottom side I'm going to do on the other side. Now, got to remember that we don't want to see the glue. So I'm just putting, and I find it holds really well, just a little bit of my Stampin' Seal on the corners. And we're going to decorate it, so you're not going to see a lot. But if you're using regular designer series paper, you're good to go. Okay. I was trying to find. I have designer series paper that matches this. Like the in color designer series paper to match the in color 12 by 12, but I didn't have much in the way of Christmas, so that's why I chose this, because I wanted it to look a little more Christmassy. Okay, just make sure I've got enough on there. Yep. Okay, flip it over, and let's do the bottoms. It is easy, Kathy. It is so easy, and I've just put it off for so long, but got the inspiration from having to do that, or doing the card challenge, the color card challenge. I seem to be missing a piece. It is somewhere where I don't know. You might have to just get the idea. Okay. Oh, there it is. It's my pile of supplies. Okay, so we'll quickly do that. And then, so when I was putting this together, I wanted to be able to move it around and play with it before I secured it totally. So there we have this. Hello, Sharon. Okay. So, what I'm going to start with is I cut oh, extra pieces of paper and just made them look like snow using the embossing folder, the 3D embossing folder. And I cut one for here because I wanted to see some snow, a snow bank. Not just have my mushrooms sitting in midair. So I've taken it and I have cut it down to it's 2 and 3/4 across. Yeah, I cut it the whole width, so I want to make sure and then I just I ripped it to make it look like a snowbank, because I know not everybody has dies that will work. Okay, so I think that's kind of good enough, and I'm just gonna pardon me, adhere my adhere this one first. Put this on. Now I'm going to put it as far over as this will allow me, and it's going to hang over on this side, but you'll notice that if it was closed like this and I just went and closed it, this panel is just going to fold in behind it, so it's okay. It just, I don't know, I just thought maybe it gave more room and gave it more of a 3D look. Okay, so I've done that. Let's see, I've used other die cuts or dies and cut out some branches that I want to use. So pull in all of your other Christmas die cuts, pictures, anything that you want. You can decorate it however you want. So it's I think I want that kind of sitting up just like that. And I'm going to, now what I'm going to do is just loosely secure this. So I'm using my tape runner. If I wanted it, and what I'm going to do is come back later when it's together and just stick some liquid glue in to permanently hold it so it doesn't come apart. And I'm going to do the same thing with my centerpieces. So before I get started on that, I also cut some pieces that are 2 3/4 that will fit on the inside, and I'm going to rip those as well to make it look like snow. Boy, Gracie's not a happy girl. Okay, and the other piece. Okay. And these will hold with this. I don't need to. It's just when you're opening and closing the card, you want to make sure that it's on, and you will want to put liquid glue on the sides of these to hold them in. So I'm just going to do that, make sure it's lined up. Okay. Okay. And so I'm going to put that up just a little bit because I ripped too far down. Okay, I want to see the blue. So I'm just going to put my Stampin' seal. And the thing with this too is you can line it up however you want. So I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, we're gonna just put it on the side, and like I said, I want to be able to maneuver it, push it down a little bit if I want to, pull it up if I think it's too low. So that's why I've just used the Stampin' Seal, not Stampin' Seal Plus or liquid glue. So I'm going to just put it in and make sure it's even. Just kind of see if that's where I want it. And then I've got the other one, so I can put it, I've seen a lot of people put it on, you know, fold it this way. So I have the tabs over here in the back, and then I have the tabs in the front, but then my snowbanks are pretty close together. So if I was using cards and or flowers and I had them standing up, you know, I might have another one in there. But I'm going to take this one, I'm going to fold these back and do it in the same direction. And it just gives a little bit of space between. So it's all preference. And it's not permanent just yet. See, I can play around with it. All right. So that's pretty much it, right? There's your box. Now you can decorate. And I have gone ahead and cut up a bunch of things. So I have some die cuts of trees that I got from the Sweet Gingerbread bundle, and I'm going to put those on. So it's just all a matter of designing. I wish I had something that would hold this so you could see it this way. Let's try that. Not high enough. Okay, so I've done my gnome. I've stamped and colored him, and I think I'm going to put him here. So I want him standing up. I just want glue on the bottom portion where his feet are, and I'm going to put him on the front so he's standing in the snow. And in the designer series paper that comes with the Kindest Gnomes Sweet, I've cut, this is no good if I just had it showing, and this is one of the reindeer, but it was right at the bottom part of the page, so I cut it because I'm going to stick him in behind my gnome, so he doesn't really need any legs because you're not going to see them. So I thought, oh, what a great way to use him. All right, and I want a tree in between there, so I'm going to bring my liquid glue out and just put a little bit of glue. Put him between the gnome and my deer. So that's what I've got so far. And there was also a bunny rabbit, and I'm going to put him and a tree. So you can see how quick and easy it comes together. The prep work is all what takes time, is, you know, planning out your design and putting that together. Or cutting out everything, coloring, that kind of thing. But other than that, the box itself is pretty easy. I feel like I've waited so long to do these, and I was, you know, worried for nothing. They look like, you know, you've put a lot of time and effort into it. So I've also got these little birds. I want a couple more trees. And so I'm gluing my trees on the back side and then my birds on the front of my snow panel. Got a little too much liquid glue there. So this could be as simple a design as you want, or decorating, or as busy or intricate as you want. You know, if you wanted to have some cardstock on top of these panels, cut it this size, you could do the cardstock and then put designer series paper. So you know, you could have some white cardstock and then some colored designer series paper over top. So it just, you know, there's you can layer it. There's so many things you can do. Just remember to cut your pieces. Start at one piece and then cut your second piece that goes on top just a 1/4 inch shorter on each side. So I've got a couple of birds there. You know, it could get quite busy. It's just a small box, so I don't know if I really want a fox sleeping there. So I'm going to put him aside. So this is what I've got so far. I don't know if you can see with the lighting, but yeah, it's and then you can see, you know, when you look at it from a sort of a diagonal, you can see your, I'm going to raise this just a bit because I can. See, like I said, nothing is glued totally, so I want it up a little bit so I can see it. Make sure it doesn't go over the top though, or you won't fit it in your envelope, but it can go over on the side. Okay, there we go. See, so when it closes, it covers right up. So I can go ahead and I can cut some more of this vellum and I can put that on the underside, or I can get some designer series paper and just put that under just to kind of give it a more finished look. But this is your box, and I need to do a sentiment and put a sentiment on. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead now, and like I said, I'm just going to pull this part a little bit, and I am going to squeeze in some liquid glue and adhere it so that when people are opening and closing this cute little box, that it doesn't pull apart. You can do the same for the snow divider, the dividers in there, but I think once I push them and close the card, it adheres them pretty good. So there we have it. And I'm going to finish decorating. I've cut some snowflakes, and I think I may decorate the box a little bit more. I'm not sure. So many possibilities. I don't know. But yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just finish this off, this Facebook Live off. But see how simple that card was, and it really didn't take much time. I'm finding everything's moving around on my box, so now nothing's even. But there you have it. Easy to close. Do I have an envelope handy? I don't have an empty one, but there you have it. And it should close the other way, and you're good. But when you close it this way, this is going to stick out. So when you put it in your card, make sure it's closed the opposite way. Little tip, obviously, just came to me. So there you have it. Okay, and yeah, so again, thanks for joining me. And I will see you again next week at 4 o'clock, and hopefully I can come up with something else. Maybe using the Kindest Gnomes Stamp set again. I just love that set. So, all right. That's it for me. And you have yourself a wonderful Thursday night. And bye for now.